Good morning. I have a Facebook group, Silhouette Cameo Lovers UK, which you're welcome to join. And one of the questions that I was asked on the group was how to trace a complicated design which has an external cut and also internal cuts. With this particular design, as you can see, there's additional information which can confuse the trace. If you ask Silhouette Cameo how to trace this, they will actually tell you that the design is not suitable for tracing. And I think what they mean by that is that you cannot trace it in one pass, not very easily. So the way that I get around this is I trace it in 3 passes because there are actually 3 areas that need tracing. So to begin with, I would click on my trace and select trace area. Previously, if I just select the whole area there. Previously, we've changed the high pass, we've taken out the high pass and increased the threshold, but for this particular design you've got a very clear line and you don't need to. So I'm going to choose trace outer edge, and if I do that you can see that we have the trace. So if I just pop that back on. The next thing I'm going to do is to trace the 2 blue areas individually. So I select trace area again, go over the first blue area, I select trace, not trace outer edge, and if I pull it away you can see that we have a very complicated design because it's picked out all the points here. If you select this now and right click, you can choose release compound path, and as you can see that releases each individual part of the design, and normally somewhere in the middle you will find the piece that you need to cut the blue area out. And if I go here and drag there, you can see this is the piece I need, and I can take it across and fit it into the design. I'm then going to select the whole thing, right click and group so they don't get moved. I can then select this, right click and cut it off the board. Now I'm going to do the second piece. I select my trace area, I choose this, try and get it as close as you can to the edges, but don't cut it off because the additional information doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go to there. I'm going to select trace again, grab hold of it and pull it off, and select it, right click, release compound path, and look for the part of the design that I actually want, which I believe is here. Move that piece, you can see that piece there, move that into position. Now before we go any further with this, if you look at this piece, it is slightly rough, so if I select it and click on this node button, you can see it has quite a lot of cuts, particularly around this area. So we can click simplify. Point editing will immediately come up when you choose the node button. So I'm going to simplify that a little just to get rid of the roughness. And if I really wanted to, I could go in, select a point and delete the point. So when I'm happy with that, I'll pop that back there. I would probably tidy up that little point there, but for the purposes of a demonstration, I'll select it and we'll group it. And there you have your more complicated design, which has internal and external areas as well as additional information, and this will, you'll be able to cut that using your Cameo. Thank you.